Hello, everyone. Hello?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay, because it says live.
Well, we're live then.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Ori. This is Ori, your host. I do apologize because we're having a little difficulties, which is what happens when we travel, when one of us travels. And one of us is in this country and the other one is in another country. I can hear your thing.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Today's topic is something that I wanted to talk about that occurred last week, but it's not an apology. I don't want you to think that I'm talking about last week because I want to apologize for the ranting and the anger that I felt last week. I'm sorry, guys, for the anger and the ranting I felt last week, because I don't apologize for something that I feel strongly about. And I don't expect people to understand how I feel because a lot of people have not been in my situations and or have been around people like me. You know, I know that if it were not for the kindness of strangers, I would not be where I'm at and I would not have survived all the things that I have. But I do believe that the universe is fair and universal law is always just. So I know that my friend, although was going through some things, you know, the universe is wide and God is good all the time. And that's why I always tell people walk by faith, because at the end of the day, things are always resolved one way or the other. Now, it is Monday and it is a new day. It is a new beginning. It is a new week. So I'm wishing everybody a happy Monday and a happy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wishing you all love and light and hope all is well. Now, in this week, or let's just say today, I want to talk about something that I also acknowledge and I've seen many times. And I must say that it is something that to me, it's a little disturbing because sometimes as human beings, I'm not even going to talk about spiritual, we're talking about human. As human beings, we are always trying to help people. And it just seems, hold on, live viewers, comments show up on the stream. Dr. D, I can see you.
Hold on. Hold on, babe. Sorry.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so what was I talking about? Anyway, so hold on, guys, because there's like 2 more screens on here. I'm sorry we're having so many difficulties, but this is being shown. I can hear it. You gotta put me on mute.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay. Um, anyway, let me just get to the point that I'm trying to make. One of the things that I have been observing, and it's not something that I've been observing as of now, I've been observing this for quite a while now. I've seen people do it and I've talked about it, but I see more and more people going through this situation, and I can't quite understand why. Because I know that it will not be my monkey ass doing this. Hi, Kathy. I believe that when you are in a relationship with someone, it should be something that is repetitious. It's something that you give and you receive. You give and you receive. And when you are shown love, then you should become reciprocal and give it back. But I noticed that in a lot of relationships, there are people, both men and women, who have something great at home and they just find the need to go on the other side, like if the grass is greener, when it really is not. So I find certain things perplexed. Okay. I definitely believe that it is better to be alone than misguided and misled by someone who pretends to care about you when they don't. I don't believe that when people have problems, they should stay together for the sake of the children, because I think at the end of the day, they will end up hurting the children more. And I just personally don't believe that when and if you separate from your partner, you should dog your partner to your children. I don't think that that's fair to your child to talk about, their father or their mother in a bad context, because most likely the problem didn't begin with the parent. The parent.
Turn right onto Circuito Colonias.
Dr. D, you're on my screen.
Continue for 1.5 kilometers.
Wait a minute. I get you.
Okay. So, I believe that if two adults are having problems, it's between the adults. It's not between the children. It's between the adults, and it's up to the adults to work these things out. I also feel bad. I also feel bad for mothers and that try to find happiness, and they find these relationships and they give like 110, and yet their boyfriends or husbands or whoever just sit around doing nothing, and they don't even participate. Even if they have children, they don't participate. It's almost like they feel like the mother is responsible to do everything. And 9 out of 10, the mother usually makes more money than the men. And yet the man makes it seem, by using reverse psychology, like the woman is not doing enough. I don't understand that either. And I don't understand why women stay and deal with that, because if you earn enough money that you can take care of your bills by yourself and you don't need any help from a man, then why are you dealing with a man when you can just walk away from it and be patient and walk by faith? And it doesn't matter, because I know that there are a lot of people who judge people like Jennifer Lopez because, oh, well, she has this boyfriend, she has this boyfriend, she has it. Well, guess what? I'm a big fan of Jennifer Lopez. I'm very proud of her. I admire the fact that she is not tolerating any BS from any man, that when she feels that she is unhappy, she walks away from it. I don't think that those children are damaged. I don't think that they will live a life with any harm because of the fact that they have female role models like the mother and the sister that are always there, and they have a father and they have other bodyguards and stuff that will take care of them. So she makes sure that she spends a lot of time with her children because they're her children and she loves them. And once you have that foundation and of love and understanding, I think you can beat the odds of being screwed up. You know what I'm saying? Now, I also know that there are a lot of women in the world that always say the same thing. I want a good woman. I want a good man. I want a good man. I want a good man. But when they have a good man, they don't know how to treat that good man. Ladies, let go of what happened to you yesterday. Really, the pain that you went through yesterday over an ex, it's not happening now. Let it go. Move on. Why should the person you're with that treats you kind and treats you good, why should he have to suffer for what your ex did to you? And why should you continue to hold on to the bitterness? Because I find that to be something big in that, in not just one community, in every race, where the man will leave the woman, and then the man automatically meets somebody young, and then all of a sudden he decides to start a new family, and he's doing this and doing that, but the woman doesn't seem to be able to let it go, although she may say, I'm over it. If you have to get mad at every time the man is moving forward, or he's starting a family, or he's doing something, you're not over it. But what you neglect to see is, for every person who creates a new family, for every man who starts a new family, think about everything that he has to do. He has to buy a new house. He has to probably buy her a car. He probably, if she comes with children, he has to deal with her baggage on top of, let's say she gets pregnant, to deal with his package. So don't always be so quick to look at things and say, well, I can't believe that they're happy and I'm not happy. Well, how do you know they're happy? You don't know because you don't live there. You're not in their home. You're not a fly on their wall. And I'm sorry, most people that leave other people to go to the other side thinking that the grass is greener, they don't always end up happy. The majority of them end up miserable. And they not only do they end up miserable, they end up coming back to you for a favor or for you to help them through something, because that's just what they do. And it doesn't mean, and I'm not just saying women, I'm just saying men and women. Both men are the same way. Men want a good woman, but when they have a good woman, they're too busy trying to probe them to figure out what the woman did in her past and how many men she was with, so that they could judge her and call her all kinds of whores. Ladies, the moment a man calls you out of your name at least once, it's time to go. Because first they start calling you out of your name, then they start throwing stuff. Once they start throwing stuff, then they start breaking shit. When they start breaking shit, they start hitting walls near you, close to you, but they don't hit you. But the hitting will come next. So just keep that in mind. We're all here to be loved, and we're all here to share love with one another. We're here to open up our hearts and to give of each other. But if we can't let go of our past, and we're constantly being drawn back to, this one screwed over, and this one cheated on me, and this one cheated on me. Well, if 5 women cheated on you, and according to you, you were kind, and 5 women cheated on you, then either you're the problem or you're the fool. So you need to ask yourself, which one are you? Am I the problem or am I the fool? I think that when you truly love someone and you deal with the beatings and you deal with the verbal beatings, not the physical beatings, but physical, but verbal beatings, the mental cruelty, I don't know, every other type, people putting you down, calling you names, calling you fat, calling you ugly, calling you whatever. I think that when you break down a person's character, somehow or another, they kind of like fall in love with you even more. It's like a person when they get raped over and over and over and over by the same person, they tend to fall in love with the person who hurts them. And it's a psychological thing, but it's true. They fall in love with the person who hurt them the most. And they actually start to believe that happened because they deserved it. And these things are sad, but the reality of things is that there are some people that come from that, but then there are people who are able to move forward. There are many people out there that are such geniuses. You guys are amazing. And if no one told you how amazing you are, you're all very amazing people. But sometimes the situation goes wrong and we feel as if we are alone. And when things don't go right for us financially, the first thing we think of is, what am I going to do with myself? What can I do? What am I going to do? I don't know where I'm going or what I'm going to do. Well, my suggestion is to take a look at what it is that you're good at and what you enjoy and turn that into a business, because you will make money if you do something that you enjoy and that you're good at. Doesn't always take money to make money, but you can always achieve great things if you do things that make you feel good. I'm a reader. That's what I do. I create spiritual baths. That's what I do. I can create lotions and oils and soaps and, you name it, I can create it. That's what I do. That's what I enjoy doing. So at the end of the day, I can either make it or break it, but I can do it for myself. So I don't really need someone to reach out and say, here. No, I create my destiny by creating things to help other people with their destiny. So back to what I was saying, originally, I watch this on a constant basis. I people watch. So I'll go to the park and I'll sit down. I'll go to the Nicole store. I sit down and I see women, I see women with men, walking, walking, let's just say their morning walk with their dog. And then the woman is talking to the man and the man's like, would you just shut up? And I see the woman look at the man. And I say to myself, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that smart women, very smart women, end up with loser men. Sometimes smart men end up with loser women. Maybe it's the fact that men like to have young eye candy. And because they have the money, they don't really care. But I mean, let's be realistic. Anna Nicole Smith, which is a fabulous looking woman, was with an old man. Do you honestly believe that woman was truly in love with that man? Come on, we're not idiots. And if you believe that she is, then I'm sorry, you kind of twisted, because I like younger men. I don't like old saggy asses. I'm sorry. And if you're 1 foot in the grave, I definitely am not going to be messing with you. So can't go through life where people are like, oh, she's a gold digger or he's a gold digger. Unfortunately, there are a lot of men out there There are more men out there that are gold diggers than women that are gold diggers. I've learned that. I've seen it. I've experienced it. It even happens in gay life. You know, unfortunately, you treat people kind and they take your kindness for weakness, and people feel like they can just use you. And unfortunately, because like me, we're looking for love and we're looking for some type of attention, we believe that they actually care about us, when in reality, they don't even care about themselves. So the lesson in this is to learn it, you know, learn the lesson and live life, live what you have, and live your best life. No matter what goes on, live it, you know. There's nothing more beautiful than a man who supports you, that will guide you, that will allow you to follow your dream, that will help build you and help you financially when you are in need to create your dream. There's nothing more beautiful than that. There's nothing more beautiful than a woman guiding a man and helping him to rebuild himself, not financially, emotionally. There's nothing more beautiful than a woman taking a man under her wing and saying, you know what, I'm going to help you to rise, and then help him rise. I think where the sadness comes in is when they rise to the occasion and they rise to where they're supposed to be, and then all of a sudden they leave the woman because someone prettier came along, or someone slimmer came along, or someone with money came along. And all of that time that this other woman molded them, they were being molded. These women molded these men, preparing them for another woman. So I look at things and I say, you know, some of the most important people in my life, some of the most important women in my life have been. Hello, everyone, and thank you. Some of the most important women in my life, I have realized, have come into my life, and I have seen the transformations of what they've done to men, for men, to make them whole, to nurture them, to give them love, and give of their heart and their soul. Just to be insulted by a man, to be put down by a man, to be rejected by a man, to be abused mentally, emotionally, and then they try the physical stuff. But if the woman is smart, she'll be smart enough to walk away. But if she's not, unfortunately, she will end up getting beat. And if she thinks that the beatings will stop, they won't. So there was a time where you would hear women getting beat up so badly and they're in the hospital and they go through this. Nowadays, what you read in the paper is so-and-so went and killed his wife and killed himself and killed the children. Why? I don't know. I just think that it's kind of morbid and it's kind of sad that you would have to want to force a person to stay with you when they don't love you, when they don't want to be with you. Why force someone to be by your side if they can't even comprehend who you are? If they can't even acknowledge what you bring to the table, because you're so busy worrying about what they're bringing to you, because that's what it is. They're not worrying about what you bring to the table. They're worrying about what you're doing for them. And there are a lot of men, a lot, and I've met a lot of men that have dated friends of mine, and we were close, and then all of a sudden, you know, the minute, you know, there's too many conversations with me, they're like, they start getting jealous and insecure. Dude, I'm gay. I don't want your girlfriend. But the insecurity, why? Because a lot of men want a lot of attention and they're very needy. And when men become needy, that's when the problems begin. because they want all the attention, all of your attention. They want you to spend most of the time with you. And if you have family, you know, they want to tag along because technically what they're doing is being nosy. Like if they have friends, they push their friends aside so that they can be up the woman's ass to see what the woman is doing and where she's going and who she's hanging out with. But that I blame on the women. So women, when you have a man, you are the one who mold him to create him. You push him to be that monster. You create that monster because you want him to tag along because you love him. So you want him to tag along to every family function, to every family this, every party. You want him to tag along. Your man don't have to tag along to all the shit you go to. Because just like you had a life before you met him, he had a life before he met you, and he should continue his life just like you should continue yours. Because making those sacrifices of always giving yourself up for one person and one person at a time, for what? I'm sorry. Gay people do the same thing. I'm not saying that they don't. I have a lot of gay friends that the minute they get a boyfriend, they forget about their friends. Their friends do not exist. Well, maybe that's why I'm alone, because I cannot see myself not socializing with my friends or conversating with my friends on a regular basis like I do, or even visiting my friends and my family because I have a boyfriend. First of all, this is the one thing that anyone who knows me knows I am this way. I don't invite my boyfriends to my family's houses. I don't invite my partners to my friends' homes. I don't invite them over. I don't want my friends. I don't want my partners to socialize with my friends. And I don't want to socialize. Well, no, that's not true. They can socialize with my friends. I don't have a problem with them socializing with my friends. I don't want to socialize with their friends at all. I don't need to. Don't need to be with their friends. They go out with their friends. I never ask where you're going. I never ask what time you're coming back. I don't ask questions. I don't. Maybe I'm weird. I mean, people have said that I'm very insensitive and I really don't care. And you know what? I think about it and I've thought about it and I've pondered on it. And guess what? I really don't care. I don't. And I'm not even pretending that I care. I don't care. I really don't. I'm not a jealous person. I don't go through people's phones. I think that's rude. I think it's improper. And I think that it's insecure. You're insecure if you have to go through your partner's phone. I don't. Even if the phone rings, I won't even look at it. I won't look at it because it's not my phone that's ringing. I got my own phone. And yes, my phone has a passcode and I don't give it to anybody because nobody that I know or nobody that I'm with should ever have the passcode to my phone. But then again, everybody's different. You know, everybody wants to share. It's like when couples when couples are married or you have girlfriends, you know, whether they're lesbians or you have partners that are hetero or you have homosexual partner. I'm sorry, guys, but what the hell and why the hell would I want my partner to be in the bathroom while I'm on the toilet taking a crap? I don't understand that. I don't get that. I think it's freaking weird. I do. I think it's weird. I think that's when you start to cross these lines. You know, I think that those little stupid things, those little scenarios that may seem stupid or sound stupid, that's the shit I'm talking about of how you create a monster. You create these monsters where they have to be with you every 5 minutes. What do you have to talk to me about when I go take a crap that you could not have talked to me about 5 minutes before I went to take a crap or 5 minutes after I come out? What is it that you can't talk to me about? Why do you have the need to feel that you have to go to the bathroom early in the morning when we wake up, when you were up before me and you were sitting in bed? I get up and I decide I go to the bathroom and you're going to follow me and you're going to go to the bathroom too. Why? I go use the bathroom and you're brushing your teeth, but you could have brushed your teeth earlier. See, these are the little things that people don't understand. You know, I don't understand. Look, it's me. It's my own It's not my own shit. I'm just saying it's me. Maybe I'm broken. But there are people, and I do that. I admire women that will say, I can't be with one man. I can't be attached to one person. And I understand that. And I believe that you state the facts and you tell the truth from the beginning. You state the facts of why, and you tell the truth of what you want to do. And if the person is willing to accept it, that's fine. If not, then no. There's a lot of things that I don't like and a lot of things I don't agree upon. Maybe I'm a prude. I'm not going to tell you that I haven't had twosomes and threesomes and foursomes. I'm not going to tell you that. But what I will tell you is that when I have a partner, I'm not going to have an open relationship with a partner because it's the thing to do or because gay people want to have open relationships. No, I married you. I'm with you. Is no open relationship. You need an open relationship, then you need to get the shit. You need to get yourself and get the hell out of my house. There's no open relationships. I don't need them. Don't want them. It's not necessary. Life is too short to be jumping and playing games with yourself. People forget and people lose sight. And women, especially you women out here, you do this. You women out there that are heterosexual, you have sex with these men who are heterosexual and you're like, oh no, I'm good. And I don't use condoms, whatever. But you know what? You forget or you don't remember or you dropped yourself in the head and you bumped your head or something. But HIV is very still much alive out there. And so is syphilis, and so is gonorrhea, and so is chlamydia, and so are other diseases out there. So when you start having sex with people and you don't use condoms and something happens to you, well, guess what? Good for you, because you deserved it, because you were a moron and you didn't pay attention. I want to know when I'm with someone. I want to know, and I really care about the person. I want you to get tested. I want you to get tested because I get tested every time I get blood work because I'm a diabetic. I get tested. You're on the screen. I want my partner to get tested. I want to know what your status is. I'm not going to judge you if you're positive because there's always PrEP. But the bottom line is, I'm not going to have sex with somebody that hasn't been tested. I want to know what your status is, not for you, for me. Because if I've survived all these years and I haven't been sick, why would I want to get in a relationship and get sick? I don't think so. I don't think that's the game that I want to play. And if that's the game the spirit may have for me, then you know what? Then I have no use for spirit either. That's the way I look at things. And that's the way I live life. Okay, so this is not about calling people out and calling them stupid. I don't like the word stupid. Yes, I've been using it lately because, there's a hell of a lot of stupid people out there. I mean, stupid. But I don't like the word. It's not one of my favorite words. But I'm not here to call out people and say, oh, well, she made this mistake. No. I believe that there's a lot of people out here looking for love somehow or another. They're just looking to be loved. But in doing so, you lose yourself. And if you've already done this and you played this game with yourself so many times and you play Russian roulette by losing yourself, why do you continue to do the same thing? You can't stop talking to your friends because you meet somebody new. You can't pull away from family because you meet someone new. You can't spend all your time and want to spend all your time with one person because you feel happy. You can't do that to yourself, because the same exact thing that has happened to you, not once, not twice, maybe 3 times, it's going to happen to you again. Because if you follow this, you're going to realize that you're only following this pattern of destructiveness. And when you fail, who are you going to blame? You have to blame yourself. You can't blame anybody else, because that is just how you are. I don't like fair weather friends. I don't like friends that are my friends today and then tomorrow they're with someone and they forget all about me. I don't like that. I think I think that those people are very foolish, and eventually I get tired and I will pull away because I don't have the time for it, nor do I need people like that in my life. I need people that are going to be there and ask me how I'm doing. And I'm not one to call a lot of people, but you know what? When I do have the time, even if it's a year that passes by, I will reach out and I will pick up where I left off and it will be like normal. But if you can't do that, then that's a problem. And it's not my problem. It's somebody else's problem. Now, keeping yourself focused is not allowing someone to try to manipulate you and guide you where it's going to hurt you. Okay? Because there are friends that will tell you, oh yeah, why don't you just mess around with him? It'll be okay. Just mess around with him, and when you get tired, you can push him aside. No, because 9 out of 10, that person that you're messing around with, you will eventually catch feelings. And what's going to happen? You're going to catch feelings, and then they're going to hurt you. You're not going to hurt them. You're going to hurt you. And then you'll get pissed off and you'll say, well, I knew I should have walked away. Well, yeah, that clearly was the idea. Get involved, hit it and run, or hit it and keep hitting it until something better comes along and then run. But if you don't state the facts and tell the truth to the person, how are you going to be able to do that? And that's the problem. People play too many games. We're too old to be playing games. Life is too short. It's 2021. Tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised. These fools can push a button tomorrow and make boom and just blow us all up because they're not thinking about us. They're thinking about themselves. So we need to think more clearly. We need to look at how politics is and look at how dirty it is and look at how unorganized it is and ask ourselves, do we really want to live our lives that way? Because I don't think that we would. I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to live a life playing games with people. And if they do, then they're an ass. And the person that's getting played is a bigger ass because I'm sure that the person is aware that they're being played. They just stay and they deal with it because they feel lonely. They feel like they can't find anyone else. And therefore, the people that guide you are guiding you or trying to push you in that direction so that you can do all these things that they do that are kind of effed up. It's only going to lead you to misery like they are. Misery loves company, so they're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable just like them. So we as human beings and as actually decent human beings, I'm sure we've all had hard times. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, well, black, white, yellow, green, purple, I don't know why I said Chinese, but I do have a lot of Chinese friends, and my friend Sadia, who's also on here, we've worked with a lot of Asian people and I love them. So, and so does Dr. D. We love Asian people. So, and yes, guys, this is coffee, by the way. The one thing that I can say is nobody likes to be played. But yet there are people who like to play games. Everybody loves the pretty. Everybody loves the pretty. I know I do. I love pretty men. I love stunning looking young men. But at the end of the day, let's be realistic. What can they do for me? Absolutely nothing. What have they ever done for me? Absolutely nothing. Just like me, there have been many women and men that have, how am I going to say this without sounding shitty? We've paid for it. We've paid for it. We've paid for the love. We've paid for companionship. We paid for the relationship we had. We were the primary caregivers, and we gave them the world, and they didn't even buy us a Coca-Cola. And that's a shame, but it's true. So this is all about, this is not about, this is not about, this is not about shaming anyone. This is about common sense. It's about knowing the people that you surround yourself, but also knowing when to let go of them. You know, there are reasons for seasons, and some friends come along in your life for a season. Some come along for 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons, but you have to know when to cut the apron string and let it go, because a lot of these people are not here to be your friends. A lot of these people are very jealous or envious, or they're hypocritical people that may like something you do, or they may like the way you are, or they may take ideas from you, and they take these ideas only to make themselves feel grander. But I'll tell you one thing about people like that, for you guys out there that suffer and feel sad. There is no revenge there's no better revenge than just being still and trying and outdo, you know? I mean, like I said, you people, a lot of you people know me for many, 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 many years. I have clients that I've had for 30 years, 34 years. I've read from the poorest people to some of the richest people that will blow your mind. I don't name drop, but I have a pretty good clientele base. And if I start to sell stuff again, I'm sure my clientele base will actually triple. Now, I am a reader, and I'm a damn good reader, and I am happy and proud of who I am. Not everybody is. Not everybody likes the fact that I am who I am, because I'm so real. I don't candy coat things. I don't tell you this or that or make excuses. I break it down and I tell you exactly how it is. If your man is no good, I'm going to tell you your man is no good. And if you tell your man that I said he was no good and he calls me, I'm going to let him know in front of you that I said, yes, you are no good, because you're not, because I don't lie. I don't have a problem speaking my mind. If you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Maybe I'll tell you in a way that is ghetto. Maybe that day I'm feeling a little like Queen Victoria, so then I'll talk to you while sipping on some tea with my little pinky sticking up in the air with some decorum. Or maybe I'll just act like I'm trailer trash and I'll just curse at you. However the message comes across, it's going to come across. And I'm going to tell you however it is. And however you feel about me, it's fine. And you want to know why? The reason is because I'm not letting anybody guide me. I'm allowing Spirit to guide me. So if Spirit decides this morning, if Spirit has a bug up his ass this morning, I'm going to have a bug up my ass this morning too. Because sometimes spirits are like that. Sometimes you don't know what spirit walks into the room, you know? And like I said to everyone, and I'm always clear, and I don't pretend to know everything. I know where I walk. I know that I walk in between the veil of everything, and I know I walk in between the gray. But I always say I'm grateful and I live in gratitude. I don't know if it's God or the devil who gives me my energy, but whoever it is, I'm grateful. And I live in gratitude every day for it. Why? Because I've learned from my past. I've learned from past mistakes. I've learned that people will only do to you what you allow them. But I also know that people can be molded by yourself, by you, and they can become monsters. And when they become monsters, then that's when you start to complain. If you don't want to complain and you don't want to be bitter, then don't create a monster. Don't. When you go to the store and you're going to buy something for yourself, buy something for yourself. You hear that? Yourself. Okay, I usually go to the store. When I used to go to the store and was with my ex-husband, I used to see things. Oh, let me buy him this pair of pants, and let me buy him this pair of pants, and let me buy him these sneakers. So when I go away, I can take it to him. So when I looked at my bag, I got home, my bag was mostly their stuff, not my stuff. So at the end of the day, I don't do that anymore. I go to the store because I'm going there to buy for me. I'm going to buy for me. And people will say, wow, you spend money. You spend a lot of money. Yeah, I spend a lot of damn money, but I spend it on myself. I ain't spending it on you. I'm not spending it on anybody else. And at the end of the day, the money that I spend is my money because you know what? I earn it. And since I earn it, I have the right to spend it however I want to. Now, if you're going to come over and you're going to take care of my bills and you're going to take care of me and you're going to pay my car payment and my insurance and you're going to give me walking around money and you're going to keep me in the style that I've accustomed myself to be kept, then hey, que será. I'll go to the store, buy myself an outfit and buy you one too. So with this, guys, like I said, I'm not going on tangents and I'm not jumping. I just want you to know that there are many scenarios of what you can call monsters, of what you can call relationships, of what you can decide what you're doing, but ultimately you need to become the person who is ultimately guiding yourself. Why? It is only when you become your own best friend, when you can say, I am my best friend, I am my own best friend, and you can sit in a room, as I do on a daily basis, and sit in a room for more than 12 hours, 14 hours by myself without turning on the TV, reading a book or working on something or looking through to TikTok or a catalog or something, or just walking around. When you can do that and feel happy with yourself, and you can go to the water and you can go anywhere and you can travel by yourself as I do, and you don't need someone there and you feel comfortable with your own spirit and your own self, then you know what? Then you can say, I'm good. But until then, you can never say you're going to be good because you're always going to depend on somebody. You're going to always want to be with somebody. You're always going to want to be around a crowd of people. You know, I'm constantly being invited to functions and I don't go. I don't go because the minute you tell me, the minute I ask you the question, how many people are going to be there, and you start telling me all these names, once you pass 3, that's enough. That's more than enough people. 3 and over is too many people. Too many people. 2, 3 is okay. More than 3 is too many people. Too many people, too many energies, too many conflicting attitudes. We don't need that. Okay? Why? Because everybody that you run across that don't know you are always going to look at you. And I'm not telling you to be paranoid. They're just going to look at you because they don't know you. And they're going to ask you a series of questions. And at the end of the day, they're going to try to change you, or they're going to try to give you some advice. Oh, I like you. I want to be your friend. And then they want to hang out with you. And then when they hang out with you and they see what you really like, they're like, oh, well, maybe you need to tone it down a little bit. Or maybe you need to just like, you know, maybe you don't need to be so angry, or maybe you need to let this go. Well, maybe you need to kiss my ass, is what I say. And I keep walking because I can't walk around worrying about what you're thinking of or how you think that I should behave, because it's not the proper behavior for you. At the end of the day, I stopped playing the good little boy trying to please, you know, my master who was a monk. I'm tired. I was tired of pleasing all of these. My master who was a monk. I'm tired. I was tired of pleasing myself. Pleasing all of these. Hello. I'm tired of pleasing myself. Shut down. Lord, this interference today. Anyway, so like I said, I got tired. I got tired of trying to make everybody happy, always putting on a smile. How are you? And pretending that everything was beautiful, when inside I was eating myself up. And just like I did, there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who do that to themselves every single day. They walk around with a smile to make everybody happy. They feel like they have to please the world. For what? For what? If you don't please you, why are you going to please somebody else? Why are you going to please the world that's not helping you with anything, and you're not going to please yourself? If you feel you need to work on yourself because maybe somebody that was really close to you said to you, well, I love you and I accept you the way you are, but maybe you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar, and you understand, or they explain it to you, they break it down to you. And then if you choose, well, maybe I need to go to therapy because maybe there's a problem. Go to therapy. I advise it. I love therapy. Go to therapy. And then you know what? If you choose to put on a happy smile every day, then that's fine. Then do so. But let it be because you choose to do it, not because someone's pushing you to do it. Because there's a difference between being guided and being pushed. And most people that say, oh, well, I just want the best for you and I'm trying to help you. No, the majority of the people that are trying to do that, they're not trying to help you, because at the end of the day, all they're doing is they're trying to push you into doing something that they want you to do because they want you to better yourself for them, not for you, so that they can bring you around their friends so that you can shine. But guess what? I shine just fine. There might be a lot of people that that may not like me or dislike me because of who I am or what I am or how I speak or how I carry myself. But I can tell you that for every 1,000 people, there's 100,000 people that like who I am. I've never been around any part of the world where I have not met people and have not kept in touch with them. So obviously, that speaks volumes. But that's only because, like I said, I have become my own best friend. So when I travel, when I walk down the street, I don't walk down the street with fear that something is going to happen to me. I walk down the street with happiness that if today you come to me and you decide that you're an angry person and you want to take my life, in my mind, you may think that I'm afraid, but in my mind, what I'm saying is, thank you, Lord. I'm ready. And I will accept whatever you bring my way. I have no reason to fear. I have no reason to feel bad. I have no reason to say that at this point in my life, I'm unhappy. Everything that I've wanted to do in my life up to this point, I have done. Everything. And I don't know anyone who can say that. But everything I've ever wanted to do, I've done. Come on, guys. You guys know me. I've had stores. I've had my own product lines. I've had my own lotion lines. I have my own perfume lines. I published books. There's nothing that I didn't want that I didn't have. I had it all. So at the end of the day, and I've traveled a great deal and met a lot of people and have helped thousands and thousands of people. So you know what? If it is my moment, then it is not just my moment, it is my glory. But then again, I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about being comfortable enough with yourself that you don't have to have those fears in your mind. Oh, well, if I go here, then I may die. Or if I go there, something bad may happen. Because people do that. People don't want to travel by themselves because they're afraid. But yet Dr. D is like me. We travel wherever spirit takes us, and we go by ourselves. We don't have to stay in a 5-star hotel. We can stay in an Airbnb, or we can stay in a shack. And we can, as long as the shack is clean, ain't got no roaches, ain't got no bugs, we're fine. But the bottom line is that you have to be your own best friend. And this, like I said, everything that I went over today is not about anything much about than accepting yourself, loving yourself, respecting yourself, not creating demons that you cannot control, which is giving up your freedom to any one person, even a friend. Okay? Don't always think that it's wise to let your friends know what you're doing or what you're up to. Sometimes the best policy is don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Let them find out after the fact. I came back from DR and a lot of people were like, oh my God, I didn't even know you went away. Well, were you supposed to know I went away? I don't think you are, because I don't live with you. I don't think that I owe you any explanation either. So, with that being said, you guys need to understand that if you don't want to hide monsters in your closets by getting your ass whooped by people and then automatically pretending, oh no, he's good to me. He's good to me. I'm the one that's mean and I'm the one that looks for it. I don't think any of you women look to get slapped. I don't think any of you women look to get choked. I don't think that any of you women look to be mistreated, especially when you treat people with kindness and love and understanding. Men too, because men get their ass kicked too by women and by other men. We don't look for that. I surely as hell don't look for someone to mistreat me. I look for kindness. I give kindness, and whoever knows me knows that I give you the benefit of the doubt. The first time I meet you, I give you the benefit of the doubt. I will treat you with kindness. I will treat you with love. I will treat you with all kinds of things. And I'm very detailed, and I watch you and I observe what you like, what you don't like. And I'm always catering. But the day that you think that you are more man enough and your balls hang lower than mine, and you think that you can slap me or push me or say something, you best believe that at one point you got to go to sleep. Just remember that. You got to go to sleep. So women and men, learn to listen to that inner voice. Learn to be guided by yourself. Learn to love you. If you don't learn to love you, then how are you expecting someone else to love you? You have to love yourself first. So this is not about bullying or being bullied. This is about creating monsters that you can't control, but it's all caused by, it's a cause and effect. It's a cause and effect of not loving yourself. Because if you have to find a man and all of a sudden he becomes your best, oh, he's my best friend. No, bitch, he's not your best friend. He's your boyfriend. You just met him. He's your boyfriend. He's not your best friend. He's not someone that you tell all your business to. He is your boyfriend. Okay? Simple as that. Now, if you are best friends already and then down the line you become partners, I can understand that. But to meet someone and start dating them and a month later, oh, he's my best friend. Do you know how foolish that sounds? Very foolish. Okay? I'm not even going to say stupid. I'm just going to say foolish. So if you don't want to create monsters, I don't like crowds. I don't care what people think about me. Lisa Leonard, I agree, honey. I don't care what people think of me. I walk the streets by myself. I drive my car by myself. I go to the restaurants by myself. I do things by myself, and I am just fine. I don't have to deal with something. If I go into a mall and I feel the vibration is negative, I walk right out and go to another mall. It's simple. We have choices. We don't have to be anywhere we don't want to be. We don't have to deal with anything that we don't want to deal with. We don't have to socialize with anyone that we don't want to socialize with. It doesn't matter if it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend's mother or father. You don't like them. You don't like their energy. You don't want to socialize. Don't socialize with them. If you're a grown-ass person, no one can tell you that you are obligated to socialize with them. Because if you yourself are not obligated to socialize with them and you decide to walk away from them, why would you expect someone else that you're with to socialize with your parents if you don't like socializing with your parents? Think about that, guys. Think about that, okay? Don't play victim. Don't play victim, because we create these monsters by letting people interfere, getting into our wallets, getting into our business, checking our phones. I wish somebody would check my damn phone so I could slap them in the face with my damn phone. I wish somebody would go through my wallet So then I could take like an old fashioned, the way our parents were, and take a wooden spoon and hit them over the head for going through my wallet. I wish somebody would. You know, I mean, look, I see it in Cuba. I see it in any country I've been. I see it. I see it in this country. You know, people, well, who's calling you? Well, why are they calling you so late? Well, mind your business. They're not calling you, they're calling me. I mean, think about that. Sometimes the people that are trying to guide us are the people that we're with. And unfortunately, someone broken cannot guide you. If they ain't got their shit together, they can't guide you. So you have to keep yourself focused. Okay? I got 1 minute, guys. I am so sorry that I started late. You know, we've been having difficulties, but, you know, my dear doctor is away in another country, and you know that I just came back from being in another country. So at the end of the day, there was always some, you know, back and forth stuff. But I send you light and love like always. Thank you for listening. You know me, I talk trash and I state the facts and tell the truth. If you want to deal with it, fine.